Alrighty. So, what's up, everybody? We are going to build some cool stuff today. Um, Somebody asked to do a local LM Studio, like rag parsing, but I don't really want to mess with LM Studio, so we'll just build it off bang. The easiest way to do this would let's vibe code it. I'm not gonna build it. Let's vibe code it. So, um, use Divi. Okay, so I'm just saying, no, I'm just telling the agent what I want to build. So, hey, so I'm saying I want to build a local PDF parser that I can load a PDF and have a chatbot that answers questions about that PDF, similar to the way I ask questions to ChatGPT about a upload. It needs to be local and offline. Recommend the model. I will get it from Hugging Face. We can use any offline tool like Tesseract or PDF. Let's go to this first. Starting with a clean slate. Yeah, of course. Dialogue GPT. Interesting. Interesting. Phi 3. We're going to use Phi 3. So we're going open source Microsoft today. Would not have thought that. Would not have thought that Phi 3 would be. Sentence transformers. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, Tesseract and PyMove PDF. So Tesseract is an amazing open source tool that allows for OCR, optical character recognition. It's what I use in Content Buddy. It's super dope. It'll pull in any PDF that you want, read the text off of it, and it's like 99% or so. And then you use sentence transformers. This will give us an embedding table of the PDF that we can then query using Phi 3. It's interesting though that just definitely Phi 3 is that's a that's a that's a play. We'll see. I definitely thought they would go like Quen Instruct, maybe even a Falcon Instruct, but let's see. I don't think I've actually ever successfully built using Phi 3 Mini, but maybe this is why we're vibe coding. Vibe coding is fun. It's interesting that it hasn't asked me to create a virtual environment yet. Let's see what it's doing. Yeah, but I don't have Tesseract necessarily installed, so how are you gonna get Tesseract path? PyMove will just be installed with. Oh, they're at okay. So PyTesseract is up here, so they're asking me to install it through command line. Extract page using OCR. Yeah, I don't know why you would do that, but we'll see. Yeah, And then bytes. Okay. Byte resurrect. Okay. Okay. Generally okay. Yeah. Some reggies, some regexes. That makes sense. That's gonna be a problem. Text chunking. Yeah, that's okay. So it's allowing for get almost a 10 gigabyte file. That's fine. Yep, 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 yep. Okay. Flask, of course, Flask, because you know I love Flask. Oh, and then need that little Unity test. Nice. Okay. Okay. And let's see what this. Oh, database. What is this? SQLite 3. What are we using? ChromaDB, SQLite 3. What do we have? Okay, just a where we're not using any sort of embeddings table. That doesn't make sense. Oh, okay. Nice. So, mm, but where am I setting up my actual database here? Uh, 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 Nope. I don't have actual database set up, Mr. Robot. Oh. Are you running this in the app? No. 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 Okay, input output for chatbot, random stats things. No. You've created a comprehensive skeleton. Okay. Okay. Did you though? But we didn't make a virtual environment, Mr. Chatbot. Yes, we would. Thank you. Where is the database setup and what are we using? We can use ChromaDB or SQL3. Let me check. Oh, embeddings. Document metadata is in database.py is in JSON. Why would we do that? And a pickle embed. That's garbage. I'm right to consider alternatives. Yay. Yes, of course, ChromaDB is better. Why would you not use ChromaDB? Dum dum. robot. Dumb robot. Especially if you're using FASS, which is Facebook AI semantic search, without using like an actual database. Doesn't make any sense. Like the whole point of using FISS is that you can query the embeddings table and you can have instantaneous response back. So if like I'm storing JSON on one side and then the actual data is and embeddings on the other side, there's going to be so many cross contaminations. It's just stupid. I mean, SQLite 3 is fine too. Pick one. Can I get my VNV, please? What app? I will when it's done, man. Or what app are we talking about? The one that I'm using right now? VS Code? It's open source, just VS Code. This is what Cursor and Replit is a fork of. This is the OG. So this is what they use. So VS Code. VS Code. Gradio. Why do you have Gradio? We're not using Gradio. Gradio is a really bloated front end that does for testing. We don't need that at all. Fast CPU, okay. Okay. Wrap to you. Why are we WebSocketing? This doesn't make any sense. We're using Flask. You have Watchdog and File Watchers. Dude, this thing is so stupid. Safe tensors? Okay, but we're using Llama CP? Or no? What are you using to infer this? Okay, Torch is installed. Like, goddamn. This is just getting bloated. Why would you want to switch between database backends? That doesn't make any sense. Like, we pick one and we go with it. Like, we use ChromaDB or we use SQLite. Like, why? What are you doing? If you have to create a summary document explaining the database options, then you've made a mistake already. Dumb robot. It's so annoying. Like, look at this. Gradio client, Gradio, Fast API. All this stuff is so dumb. Like, Flask server, and we're good. Ugh. You have three database options for PDF. That doesn't make any sense. I don't want to do that though. I don't want to do that. Yeah, I'm gonna use ChromaDB. Bam, 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 bam. Upgrade. Bippity bip. Okay. I should be able to just copy paste this. And if you're copying and paste, you have to shift control copy. So you can't just do copy. It won't work. You have to hold shift. Why am I doing that? I just asked the same question. Stupid. We only want to use Chroma DB, FISS, and sentence transformers with a Flask backend and a PyWebView frontend. No need for the silliness. Perfect. Let's streamline. Oh, will it, robot? Will it be much cleaner and more efficient? Thanks. Let me update the project to remove the bloat. Yeah, that'd be nice. Why are you having all these stupid options in this stupid program? So if you're wondering what I'm building right now is basically like just a chatbot for PDFs. It'd be fine. So it'll be like really small and easy to use with like a 4K model. So it'll fit on like anything, a hard drive, like a little flash drive. Um, Completely local, so you don't have all the like the bloat of the front end of like a VLLM or LLM Studio or Olama or something like that. Like this will literally just download and run. The reason that I like Flask is an open source server, which is completely extendable. And then we use ChromaDB, which is another tool, which is a embeddings database. So basically, you take the PDF, you use a program called Tesseract, which is an open source optical character recognition tool. It will read the PDF, chunk it into text, save it as an image, and then you use Tesseract to read the text from the image because you can't. There's no real way to like directly read PDFs just because they're so complicated. So what you do is you turn that into an image and then you use optical character recognition of an image, which is like 99% right now. And then from there, you store embeddings of the text that you get from the image. So PDF, image recognition to text, text stored as embeddings. Now you have an embeddings table, which is like free vector space. It's just basically like what the computer knows. So it will reduce the file size of the actual text of everything in order or two magnitude down. So you have something that's immediately quickly used. And then Facebook has a really cool tool called Facebook AI Semantic Search, which will allow us to use the front end, which is going to be running this tool called PyWebView, which is basically a low-end um, Chrome replicant that will give you like a native application look, and then it's HTML and CSS. And then what you do is you have a tool that allows you to update and um, upload a PDF and then ask questions about it. And the model that they're using is going to be PhiWeb 3. Yeah, get rid of all that garbage. Minus 313 lines. Let's go. This is what we like to see. Yeah, so yeah, it's pretty simple and straightforward. So the whole idea about this is get a PDF, add it into the system. The system then turns that into an image. The image then gets turned into an embeddings table. Then you use an LLM. This technically is a small language model, and then that will handle the fuzzy logic. So it will allow you to ask a question in such a way like humans speak, and it will then be able to translate that into a Facebook AI semantic search, FISS, and then that will go and load into the embeddings table and say, hey, what do we know about this information? So then it goes and it tries to find what's called a nearest neighbor. So if it can match on like 100% query, then great. And if it can't, it will find what's depending upon what's called the top K or top P, what it's like the closest neighbor. So like the way I like to explain this is the word jaguar. So the word jaguar to certain people means certain things, but to everyone it's like a cat or a car. And then depending upon the words that are around it, its nearest neighbor, it allows us to actually get to understand the context of whatever we're talking about. So if your PDF is all about the car Jaguar, when you first read it, it's going to start doing a path to say, is this about a car or is this about a cat? And then depending upon what else it sees in that, it's going to say, oh no, this is definitely about a car. We don't need to worry about the Jaguar, the cat. Hey, look, it created a README. Thanks. Now, what are the problems? Form elements must have labels. CSS inline styles. Import WebView could not be resolved. Yeah, because I don't have PyWebView installed. But where are the requirements? Hey, look, it's PowerShell. Cool. Let me remove the legacy files. Yes, thank you. That would be nice. I don't want all of this garbage. So insane. See, like, this is the problem with vibe coding, though. Because if you don't know what you're doing and you're just like, hey, I want to do this, you're going to get, what was that, like 1,000 or 1,500 lines of code that we just removed that doesn't need to exist. It's just complete bloat. And like when you went to actually go and do this, like use this software, it would be so slow and it would just be infuriating. It'd be like, this sucks. I don't like it. And then you wouldn't know why. And maybe it does work, but it's not optimized. It's not fast. It doesn't have any actual like reason to exist other than, hey, cool, this was fun little project and it took 15 minutes to build. But I don't really think it would be a good project. See, what we can do here is we can just say here and we can say fix. And then it tells you what to do. So you come here, you copy here, and then you go to terminal, and then you paste it, and then you paste it. Yay. Now we have this problem gone. And now we have this problem. And then you say fix. And it says, yay. And then you copy, and then you paste it. Yay! Flask. I love Flask. Flask is like my favorite. And then cross origin request. So what this means is it is a security issue that it doesn't want you like to be able to scrape from one to the other, and because we're creating basically like a web view, then it's going to need cores. So yeah. And then there's other options you can use here too for security, but cores for a local term is fine. It's basically like it allows cross-platform stuff. So like you're opening a back end and a front end, and for them to talk to each other, you need the cross origin. And then what else? Form elements must have labels. Fix. Yes. Thank you. Fix. CSS inline should not be. Yeah, but that means that you're gonna have to create a CSS file, which you did not create, robot. Okay, so fix. Well, you'd have to create a new CSS rule in a CSS file. Or are you going to do some weirdness and add, oh yeah, cool, CSS at the top of the file? That doesn't make very much sense, but hey, you do you. I don't think there is any more styles, is there? Yeah, fix. Okay. You don't have a label here. Oh, I don't want Gemini. That's annoying. You would think that it would just do this for all of it, but no, of course not. All right, now we come to here, and it says dot slashy setup dot ps1. Permission denied. Oh no. Mm-mm. Testing imports. Cool. Tesseract. Cool. Running test. Nice. Uh-oh. Some test failed. It already is. Cannot import cache model from Hugging Face. What? Oh, wait. Okay. Nope. Sorry. We're not supposed to be knowing what this does. So let's just take this. It's just about to fucking fix this too. Okay. Copy pasty. Copy pasty. This is hard for me. I hope you understand that. Like, it's like, why does I just want to fix it, but I can't because I'm vibe coding. So we're just vibing. Vibing. Just the vibes, man. Yeah. I don't know what that does. Let's just click OK. Right? That's what we're doing. But what about if I don't even know what Tesseract is, robot? Whatever. See if it works. There's a problem with string. Yeah, I know. That's what I was just trying to fix, but I didn't, so I pasted it to you. I don't want this. Go away. Now. PyTorch. Yay! Yay! It's running. Tesseract file. Yay. Oh, so you installed Tesseract. CUDA embeddable. False. See, yeah, that's going to be an issue. Facebook AI is semantic search. FAISS. All right. See, right here. FAISS. Why don't so PyTorch? This is gonna suck. I don't. Okay, I'm not supposed to know what CUDA is, so I'll just run it, I guess. Streamlit. Why are you using Streamlit? Whatever, dude. If you'd like to receive helpful onboarding emails, news, offers, no. I don't even understand why we're running Streamlit though. Like we're supposed to be using PyWebView. Streamlit is like a whole entire ecosystem, and again, this bloat. A bloat. Oh, hey, excellent. I'll test. Notice the test is still referencing Streamlit and FISS, which we removed. So, yes, we're not supposed to. Great. Yeah, what doesn't make any sense? Shut up. Shut up. Goodbye. Yes. All right. Test setup. Okay. Let's test it. ChromaDB initialized with 0 existing core models fast, and it missing 1 required positional argument. Eh. Stop with the bullshit. Yeah, that's fine. Keep all that. So Chrome when fast is running, it's gonna be. I already did that, but I'll try again. What is this? Setup. Alright, then give it back here. What do you have to say? I see the issue. The Chroma chat history class requires Chroma client parameter that we're not passing. Let me fix the test script to properly initialize ChromaDB. Yeah, you probably want to do that. No, we need to run test setup again. Cannot import name, local chatbot. Telemetry. Okay, no, not supposed to read this. I'm just supposed to copy paste. Copy paste. Do you see the issue? The class name in our module is chatbot, not local chatbot. Let me check the actual class name. Yeah, well, that's your fault, isn't it? You are mislabeling things. Okay. I don't need to activate. I already have it activated. Hey! Python appy.py. Okay, that's fun. Progress, though. Progress. Yeah, why would you like okay, so what this is trying to do is create a shadow DOM, which is something that is not seen, it's in the head only of the web view. So it would be like LinkedIn or like if you have a React component that is trying to hydrate afterwards, meaning like the thing loads and then you load the document afterwards, but because this is all local, none of that makes any sense. Okay, try again. This is Alright, you should be able to read the terminal now. you see another version? Thank you. Thank you for that. Telling me it works. And then telling me it doesn't work. But we haven't even downloaded the model, so I don't know. Oof, 26 lines of code. That's great. Is there? The file got corrupted. That's fun. Fine coding, man. They gotta. What do you do if you don't even know what's happening right now? Like if you're just like, okay, cool, delete the entire application. That's fun. Why not? Not like I have any kind of like ownership with this. No, don't get me wrong. I use this like all the time, but not like this. Never have agent mode on. Like agent mode is just like crazy. Nope. Huh, cool. All right. Factors up. Uploads are up. App is not starting. Failed to send telemetry event. What do we have? One positional three. One positional put three. ChromaDB. Awesome. Great. Input in the back end. Yeah. Okay. This file is empty. Oh boy. Hey, look, now we got what? A couple hundred lines of code out of nowhere. Importing back end. Starting web view. Hey. Okay. Cool. Now let's see what we can do. Oh, now here we go. Now it's downloading the model. That's what you wanted to do. All right, cool. So let's upload a PDF. Hello. 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 Okay. So we have. Let's go. Okay. Nope. 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 I don't know what I'm doing. Okay. So what we say is, I can click on the buttons, but nothing happens. And when I try to click on the chat box, I can't type in it. manual changes I made. Talking shit. I didn't make any changes. Oh, I can see several issues in the HTML that would cause buttons to not work. Oh, really? Because you didn't make them? Like, and then they talk shit. It's like, what did you change? I didn't change nothing. Malformed HTML structure. Duplicate upload buttons. Yeah, well, that's what happens when you give a child the keys to the car. But you see, like, I just instantaneously, I'm like, all right, let me look at this and see how to fix. Like, no, can't do that. Must vibe code. It's like, bad hands. Only let the robot do it. The app is not running. Why do you keep wanting to? Hi, Pippi. Do you want a vibe code? Do you want a vibe code? There we go. Wait, do I have anything decent that I can using the agentic AI upload in process. Cannot read properties of undefined reading target. Okay, so what we need to do here. Oh, that's not bad at all, really. Eh. So we say this is the error when I click process. Everything else seems to work. What is this about? Sorry, I encountered an error. Alright, JavaScript is trying to read properties undefined when reading target. This is happening because upload call function is trying to access event. The target event object has been being passed to the yeah, okay, because you're not listening. That makes sense. Several issues. Upload worked. Errors in the JavaScript. There's a chatbot error with tokenization. Yeah, that makes sense. What we haven't found yet is the 5 immaculate vibe. Yeah. Why would you kill Python? Whatever. Let's try this now. I'm not sure how to answer based on that document. Okay, well then what are we even doing? What are we even doing? How do I even know what this thing does? How many words are in this? Okay. about. These are the problems. I don't even know what that document is. Yeah, one chunk. That's going to be super small. Let's try something else. To go to 5 results. Yeah, top case 5. So that'll cause problems. All right. Does anybody have a thing? PDF? Hold on. Let me see. Download the PDF. Download the PDF. Where is this downloaded to? Downloads to there. Then to go to here. Shh, damn it. All right. Let's see. Loading chat model on CPU. Loading chat model on CPU. That's great that I have a $2,500 GPU. Good job. But conversely, this will work on a Mac, so that's nice. Process. Oh, here. So that's the problem. That's the problem. Work. Paste it here. There I get. Alright, upload a file. Cache busting. Okay. Okay. Let's see what this does. What did you do? Okay. So pilot view is not working. And this is, by the way, the slides that we're trying to read. So you can see it's a prompt engineering, whatever bullshit you want to call it, but prompting guide. Okay, okay. Let's see what happens. So this is a problem. Oh, what is going on? It's 5 pages? Are you sure about that? Cause I'm looking at. Well, I don't know, actually. No, it's more than five, because it's 19 slides. A whole book. Yeah, this is the problem with Pi Web. Like we're using the smallest little model that has absolutely no idea about anything. What do you mean fixed? You did 30 lines of code added a delete function, bro? Okay. Another 39 lines of code. Yo. What the fuck? Okay. That's just slop. Let's see. Let's see now. Oh, nice. Delete. Yes, I do. I don't want that. Nice. That's kind of annoying, a double click, but whatever. Whatever. Download LLM PDF. Use OCR. Hey, 19 pages. Beautiful. Literally says 19 pages right there, you dumb fuck thing. Ah. The chunking is configured correctly, but let me check how the backend is actually using it. Okay, so it, yeah, but what happens if there's images? So this is going to be a text heavy PDF. All right, hold on. Let me find something that is like engage to optimize matchmaking. This is a good one. 8 pages of hard, dense text. It's math. And it's this should be better. This is an algorithm that will help people engage with a video game using uh, psychological profiling. Yo, no, yep, yep. Again with this bullshit. Why would you not have an intelligent algorithm to begin with, robot? Oh, the Dialog GPT model may not be the best. Hmm, really? Oh, likely that the model you chose sucks. All right, okay. Can we use a different, better model? Yes, we can use Llama or Quinn. Much better. Well, but again, I don't know what you would do if you didn't know this. Like, if you had no idea what you were doing, and you're just like, I'm gonna build a PDF thing, and then it's gonna be great. It's like, okay, fine, But I'm an hour into this now, and yeah, sure, maybe we have a front end that works, but using the right model is the key. If you don't know what model to use, if you have no idea what even models are, you're just gonna listen to the robot. And like, imagine this was Cursor or Replit or Bolt or Lovable or any of these tools that you're paying for all of this, like all of these calls. You literally are just burning money right now. Now this is luckily for me offline and free, so who cares? Like I don't give a shit. But at the end of the day, if you were paying for this on like a Lovable or a Cursor or something, you're just burning money right now. I mean, beyond all of like the power that's going to be called like be run, like forget all that, like just money, just straight money. You're just flushing it down the toilet because it picked 5.3 and some random ass Microsoft model. Like, why, robot? No, I don't. I don't see any new models. Yeah, like there we go. Remove the directory. Llama 3.2. Yay! That's great. But Llama 3.2 requires you to say what you're going to use it for. Yeah, exactly. Eh? Model's ready. What model? It's still loading from cache. You're right, it is, robot. Like, what do you mean it may? This is so infuriating. Like, this thing wrote all the code, and it's like, there may be another caching issue. It's like, you built the caching issue. Yep, yep. Damn robot is like, oh, you're so smart. Like, like, you're amazing. What? The fuck? Let me start with 5.3 smaller and better. No, we don't want 5.3. You have no idea how frustrating this is for me because I just want to fix it. I'm just like, let me fix it. But I'm not. I'm vibe coding. I'm letting the damn robot do it. But I would have already had this done. Like, this would have already been done. Because I know all the problems that's happening. Like, I know all the pitfalls that here, all the traps. I see them, and I'm like, you're just gonna like immediately like anyone that's watching this in the future, you're gonna like immediately see me ask the question, why are you using that model? We're gonna run into problems, and now it's an hour and 10 minutes later, and here's the problems. I don't know. I'm not. No, no fight three. We are going to use Llama, Quen, Falcon, DeepSeek, or Kimi, but Flight 3 isn't smart enough for this. You already know this. Stop wasting my time. Oh, Jesus Christ. And there's your sycophant. You're absolutely right. Phi 3 isn't good enough for document Q&A. Let me switch to Llama 3.23 billion, which is much smarter and better for this task. If you had just started with this from the very beginning, we wouldn't have had a problem. But no, you needed to waste my time. Where did you change it? No, there is not Llama in the app. Where? We need Llama CPP. No, Unsloth does not have. Unsloth does not have any. You have the problem. Oh, now we're gonna switch to Quen because you can't understand Llama. But that's, I mean, Quen's amazing. I love Quen. Quen's great. Tokenizer does not exist. Wonder why. Because you didn't do it. No, you don't need deep. So we're just gonna upgrade transformers. We're not gonna worry about the torch and all the other numpy and all the other sippy. Oh my god, this is just dependency hell now. You don't just get the upgrade transformers and call it a day, computer. That's not how this works. Everything else is now gonna waterfall, and we're gonna have a big problem. Although I don't even know if it's loading torch anymore. Eh, nice, cool. There we go. Downloading Quen. Hey, look, a big model. It's 4 GB. That's probably better than a fucking 400K. Yeah, I should see a significantly better chat quality, shouldn't I? Because it's a 4 GB model. This is so stupid. Like, we already. Alright, shards are good. Yeah, yeah. Some of the weights to the Quen were not initialized from the model checkpoints. Okay. You should probably train this model on downstream tasks to the users for addiction and inference. Oh, yeah, okay. So now we need to supervise fine tune. Awesome. The people that are doing this don't even know what that means. You should train this and just obtain this model on your PDF. Just load 1,000 PDFs. This is stupid. Imprints on CPU, so this is gonna be like 10 tokens a second. It's an 8-page PDF, so this is probably gonna take 2 minutes. Yeah, the chat quality should be dramatically improved with Quen 2.5. I would think so, because you went from 4,000 parameters to 2.5 billion. So my pad token is the same as the census token. Yeah, that's probably gonna have a problem. All right, let's just give this to them and see if it actually can figure this out. You're gonna have to change the prompt, big dog. These are just warnings. Oh, these are just okay. End of sentence and pad token is just warnings. Okay. Hey, it works. Cool. Let's see what it says. Document describes an engagement optimal matchmaking framework proposed to researchers from the Electronic Arts. Yep. Framework aims to maximize player engagement in PvP. Yep. You contrast with current matchmaking systems that prioritize fairness among players, arguing that this approach does not always lead to the best player experiences. Kinda. The authors present the framework as a more effective method for enhancing player interaction and enjoyment compared to traditional fairness-based matchmaking. Yeah, that's true. They support their claims with simulations using real data collected from a game developed by EA. Key points is the current matchmaking system. EMM framework is designed to optimize player engagement rather than fairness. Yep. Equal skill-based matchmaking is shown to be a simplified version of EMM under certain realistic assumptions. Kind of. Simulation results indicate significant improvement in player engagement using EMM compared to existing methods. Yeah, that's basically what this does. It determines that if you stop playing when you lose, then it doesn't allow you to lose, and if you stop playing when you win, it doesn't allow you to win. That's what engagement optimal matchmaking is. So yeah, hey, cool, works. There you go, local chatbot. And all we had to do was start with the right model from the very beginning. So stupid. Stupid. All right, let's try something else. What can we? Any suggestions of a PDF that we can talk about or see or talk to? I don't know. Something that would be like. Um. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Archive. Let's see. Like. What is this? Public domain books PDF. Let's use the Gutenberg. Top 100 ebooks. Moby Dick, Frankenstein, Romeo and Juliet. Let's do Romeo and Juliet. No, I want a PDF. HTML, EPUB. No, PDF. So stupid. Okay, let's do. Romeo and Juliet PDF. PDF. Yeah, 124 pages. That'll work. Downloads. Refresh. ROM. PDF. That's nice. That's much better. 509 characters and 534 chunks. That's what we are looking for. Perfect. Romeo and Juliet. Let's get rid of this bullshit. Let's get rid of this bullshit. All right. So now we got Romeo and Juliet PDF. So let's see. It's right here. All right. Romeo and Juliet. All right. Summarize this PDF. Now, 222. I'm thinking 226 when this comes back. 227 maybe. But we'll see. Yeah, it was just this is an exercise in frustration for me, but hopefully it's helpful for someone that isn't me. That's why I do this stuff. But it works, you know? So now we're gonna have like probably 4 minutes or 5 minutes because this is inferencing on the CPU and not the GPU. The GPU this is almost instant. Like if this was running on my 4070 right now, like my actual graphics card, it would probably be like, well, it's 1800 tokens a second, so I don't know, maybe like 10 to 12 seconds, and this is gonna be on the CPU like probably 4 minutes. Oh no, there you go. A section of the new Folger edition of Shakespeare play Romeo Land, some other text, and includes various scene numbers and lines from the play, as well as notes and stage directions. There is no comprehensive summary of the entire PDF, as it contains multiple scenes and unrelated text. The document seems to be an edited version of the play, with additional notes and scene descriptions interspersed without. Okay, so let's ask this. What is the play about? I've never read it. So the issue that we're gonna have here is if you look here, Folgers. Oh, you can't see that. Hold on. The tragedy of Romeo and Juliet. You see how this stylized bullshit is gonna be a problem, and like, oh, this it's just a problem. This stuff, these squares, because the font interpreter is not gonna work correctly on my computer because I don't have that font. So yeah. So what we can see here, what we've done in the last like whatever hour and a half is we've created something that um works, right? So I would consider this an MVP, right? So this is literally a minimal viable product for what Zach asked me to build. So he said, "Hey, I want to use something in LM Studio that allows me to chat with a PDF." My response to that is, "Fuck LM Studio, build something from scratch. Here you go. This is the scratch." So now what you can do is I'll put this on my GitHub and you download this and then you bring this into VS Code and you get your own model running and then you go from here and you say, okay, these are my types of PDFs that I'm trying to parse, and just you won't have to beat your head against the wall because I already did that. Now imagine you had no idea what Quen is. You have no idea what Phi 3 is. You have no idea what like Gradio and all these other or Flask or PyWebView. You have no idea. You just don't know what they are. Like you're then why would you, right? If you're just a human that is like just a regular person and you're not a developer, you won't know these things. It's like I don't know the terms of like fine art or like doctors. I'm not that. But this is the problem that I have with like the concept of people saying, well, you don't need engineers, you don't need developers, anyone can vibe code anything. It's just like it's gonna be fine and whatever. It isn't not really because like yeah, this only took me 90 minutes to get a fully working offline chatbot, right? That's super dope. I'm not getting around like I'm not getting around that. That's awesome. But at the end of the day, that was me. And I'm really good at this. So if you don't understand the inner workings of why this works, like if you're watching this in the replay and you get here now, you can understand like why the questions I were asking and why I was frustrated because I knew like I would have started here and it would have taken me 30 minutes instead of 90 minutes. But if somebody that doesn't understand any of this, you would have still been using um whatever I don't even remember safe light I think it had on here. What is the thing it was using? Yeah, like look at the 313 lines of code is just deleted because I asked a simple question, right? I'm saying, why did we do this? And it doesn't know. And it's like, oh, because it seems like a good thing to do. It's like, this is not a good thing to do. This doesn't make any sense. Like, and like, we're not even really in the embedding space right now. We're not even in like the optimization of the embeddings. We're not actually doing anything. Let me just see this code. Hold on. Like database factory. Why did you name it that? SQLite, ChromaDB. Why is SQLite here? It doesn't make any sense. We're using ChromaDB, and ChromaDB is an open source built from Google from Chrome, and it's great. And it's an embeddings database, and we're using sentence transformers. But if you don't know what those mean, there's gonna be a problem. It's just gonna be a major problem. Um, I don't know why this even exists here, but where is? Don't need that. Database.py, right? ChromaDB. Yeah, perfect. PDF processor. See, like this is the type of stuff that you're gonna have to go through, like this clean text, where it says normalize it using a regular. Just this regex is meh. This is where the cleaning happens. Like this is where you come into this code and you're like, all right, this doesn't work right, but it's viable. So now you have your chunking, which is perfect. It's chunking at I think 500 characters. Yeah, 500 characters. That's perfect. A couple of paragraphs. So each one of these is going to be an individual paragraph. So then you can use, like I was saying earlier, nearest neighbor searches. You can use old school machine learning to be able to go through. But I would say, like, if you wanted to like build on this, this is fine to build on. This is like it's not the best, but it works, and you don't have to worry about getting it up and running. So if you were looking for something that like locally runs, um, then yeah, this there you go. Let's try something else. Don't know. Yeah, this works. How do I save you? Okay, go. This works. This works. Cool. All right. So, Gettysburg Address. Let's do this. Let's see what this does. Yeah, I mean, cool. That works. Generally, you know, it's not wrong. So, there you go. Hour and a half or so. This works. Um, yeah. Okay, so this is on my GitHub now. Make sure. Yeah, he's here. So if you want that, you are welcome to it. So I would say just download that into VS Code, and then from there, you have, I mean, it's working. You can just run it the same way, and it will automatically install all the stuff that you need. It'll download Quen, and you'll be able to upload PDFs and chat with them locally forever for free. But I would definitely not just use this because there's a lot of probably tweaking that has to happen. Like the UI is pretty bad. There's no real like there's a bunch of double clicks on stuff. It's a very good starting point though. So if you're looking to get into anything like this and learn how learn how you can kind of vibe code your way through it. This would be a pretty good boilerplate, I guess. Um, but yeah, I don't think this is like something that anyone would purchase necessarily. You know, I don't know. People are weird though. Yeah, I don't know. Not bad. I mean, I guess not bad. Like hour 37 minutes, and we have. I wouldn't call it fully working, but we have an MVP of something that we could send. Like somebody sent this to me, I would say, okay, cool. I know what you want, and now I can build it. But like, I don't know. Having done it, I don't think a person that has no idea what's happening, this would not work. This you would definitely have problems here. You, you'd be running so much through like Lovable or Cursor or Replit or something like that, just because it doesn't know, because it doesn't exist, right? It doesn't know anything. Fine, but without you being able to verify, you being the person running this, if you can't verify that there's going to be problems coming up in your code, then whoops, there's going to be problems there. And you're going to just be like, okay, well, um, what do I do now? And then the robot is just going to tell you that you're smart and that everyone loves you and you should deserve a trophy and that this thing fully works when you're looking at it and saying, none of this works. I don't even know what I'm looking at. And yet it's just going to circle jerk around and just be like, well, no, this is great. You're amazing. I don't know. Even for me, I'm now looking at this and it's like there's so many things I want to fix, but I'm leaving all this stuff alone. Like every time I stream and I vibe code, I'm leaving it alone. Like it's just gonna be this is vibe coded. This is just 100%. Everyone knows like I had nothing to do with this other than kind of guiding it along the lines. And a lot of engineers are against that kind of stuff. A lot of engineers look at this as like less than or something, but a lot of engineers suck. So I'm more in the line of thinking, okay, how do I put myself in the shoes of someone who would be using this type of tool, who would be interested in getting offline and not sending all their PDFs into Replit or something. So like let's say you're a lawyer or something, right? Or like you're a doctor or a financial advisor or something. You're not going to want to send PDFs into Jibbity. Jibbity's going to steal it from you. Like there's no other way around that. Like even all of it, like you can't be sending your PDFs of like financial documents into any of these public models. Like what are you doing? Or like a therapist or something who wants to like summarize their own notes or something like that. Like you're insane if you're using GPT or an open closed model, rather like a commercial model for that. Like even like chat.deepseek, like I would never, like even though that's an open model, it's still phoning home to a server. You're still sending that to a server that you don't control, and it's an attack vector on all of your data. So if you're ever in any sort of like lockdown industry or any kind of place that doesn't allow for um, public consumption of your information, like there's just no way you can touch any of this stuff. Like you can't talk to your PDFs now. I mean, I guess you can here run this, you know. But I mean, this isn't great, but it's a good starting point. It gets you introduced to what Flask is. It'll get you introduced to like PyWebView and how these things interact with each other and like the issues and problems that you may have. But other than that, I would say this is probably another like 3 to 4 hours of me vibe coding for this to be like decent. You know, I don't know. It's not bad. Oh, here I'll show you. Hold on, before I go here. Oh, oh, wow. Vibe game. And like virtual environments, like that's something that you may not even known what that was. Huh? Huh? Virtual environment allows you to not have system-wide environments, so that way you can have different versions of Python, different versions of like your transformers or whatever it is that you need. You can just have them all in like imagine it like a VPS, so like a virtual server somewhere, virtual machine. But there's just environment variables. So, that pie, start that pie, movement game. So this is from last week that we built. I spent like 30 minutes, I guess, afterwards, like helping. Um, it's pretty dope. I actually really like this. This is a fun game. So, um, yeah. Faster when you get the cyan ones. So like on a long one. So there you go. That's what we built from last week. Uh, yeah, man. It's on GitHub, so if you want to see it, download this, download the chat thing, and yeah, that was fun. Built some cool stuff. See you later.